Hi, good morning everybody. This is Brittany at Big Cat Rescue, even though it looks like Big Bird Rescue right now. I was hearing my hawk, but I don't see him. And I thought I'd give it a second for you guys to join in, and I'm gonna try to zoom. If you see all the way down by Gail's house, you see those two white birds down there? Those are our cheese kids. Those are the two white ducks that were raised with Quackers, a mallard duck that went through our rehab program. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, but Quackers has left the building. So there was a group of about 5 other mallard ducks that had been hanging out here for a couple of weeks. And I guess we just determined that Quackers ended up being a female, but left with that group of mallards because we have not seen him, her, whatever it ended up being. But Monterey and Colby are still here. They hang out by the rehab area. They hang out at Gail's house. Occasionally they'll wander themselves onto property, but not usually all that often. So anyway, what you guys are really here for are the cats. So let's go see some cats. I read an update in our internal logging system that we use here for all the cats that Amanda Tiger was in the roof section for observation since she had been refusing to come over to eat or take meds for several days in a row. There's an Aria's. Hi, sweetheart. Look at that tongue. What's that tongue doing? So right now Aria is currently in the suite of cages that Amanda Tiger normally has, but since she's on vacation. What you doing, honey? Thank you to everybody who is sharing this and tagging each other. I know notifications have not been working for most people. I don't even get them myself and I work here. So it's really helpful when you guys tag each other. Miss Aria, are you still waiting on breakfast? Can't tell. I think your lockout's down. That must mean that still waiting. I'm trying to beat the rain. I checked the radar because it's been kind of sprinkling all morning. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to get rained out. And there's definitely a lot out in the Gulf moving in towards us, so I'm gonna try to get as much in as I can. Here's Amanda, Miss Mandy, really just doing her own thing on vacation. You can see she's closed into the roof section just to make sure that she gets enough to eat and starts taking her meds regularly again. She's snoozing right there. Hi, baby girl. What were you doing? Were you making all your keepers work extra hard? Good for you. I was one of them. Monday night, she just would not come out to me. She was in the very, very center den, all the way out, 2.5 acres worth of land for her to ignore us. And she went into that center den, and I could see her in there, and she'd lift her head and look at me, and then she'd flop. And I'm like, okay. So, let's see. Actually, it looks really good out here. Project groups have been working really hard for like a full week now at least, getting this whole suite of cages that Aria and Amanda share. I don't know if we'll be moving cats next week or the week after. My understanding was everybody was getting a full month. But, you know, things change. Sometimes we gotta get in those enclosures and do maintenance and cut grass and things like that. So we shall see when Jamie returns, which should be next week. So good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining. You've just missed out on some birds and Aria and Amanda if you're just now joining, but we haven't been live for that long. Hi, Maxie. Just strutting your stuff. Yeah. Oh, there's Simba howling. What are you howling about? He loves that tree. He hugs it, he pees on it, he climbs up into it. Are you just spazzing everybody out over here? For some reason, Kimba's sort of weirdly intimidated by him, and so is Max Tiger. Even though they were all already together, they all came here together. They're all kind of weirded out by Simba for some reason, because he's just so peppy, I guess. Everybody else is just like, I just want to chill, and Simba's like, go, go, go. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we've seen just about every single one of our very biggest cats this week. It's more the small cats that we haven't seen. I wanted to see where Nikita was. Yesterday, she was out in the open air section in the sun, and if that was the case, I don't see her though. Still don't have boots that I'm gonna wear, so I apologize, but I gotta think of my feet first. I think I might have already told you guys this too. Tomorrow I'll be going and collecting that trap from the Bobcat that we were trying to get on the other coast. They haven't seen it in over a week now, so there is a good chance it moved on out of that area. So I'll go get the trap back so we've got it if we have another call. No, she might be in a den. Cat sense rain, and it's actually sprinkling now. You just can't see it. It's like this weird misty feeling. So I don't really think we've spent much time in these center areas. So let's maybe see if there's a Diablo or an Illithia. I want to try to show you guys cats we haven't gotten to see. Maybe Des and Nala. As long as I don't have to swim to anybody. Oh, there you are. Hi. I had a feeling. Oh, goodness sakes. This is Illithia. It's an African Serval. Did you take your breakfast under there? Is that why we're being kind of aggressive? I know. I had a feeling you guys probably miss seeing Flit and Nabisco when they're together, because I'm always live during feeding time and we separate them at feeding. There's really not much I can do about that. Yep, somebody's finishing breakfast. Or just eating grass. I can't tell. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I just see a grouchy Illithia. Let's see. I don't see any feeders either, though, so I really don't know. Hi, buddy. You want to say hi to like 180 people? This is Diablo. So handsome. Super handsome guy. Diablo is a Savannah cat, so he looks a little like a domestic cat, but you can see that Serval striped tail and those flashes on the back of his ears. And his spotty coat. He's definitely part Serval. He's got the claws and the attitude. Right, sir? Even though I think you're such a tiny gentleman. Ooh. My phone does not want to focus on this wire. Because he's a smaller hybrid cat, he is in an enclosure that is 2x4 inch wire instead of the 4x4. Makes it a little tricky to photograph and video, but isn't he so handsome? Perfect little pink nose. Goodness sakes. Goodness sakes, this camera. Well, you look full-bellied, so I'm gonna just go ahead and assume this section got fed. It's harder to tell because I don't think I mentioned this, but we just made it effective a few days ago that we are no longer locking out any small cats for feeding, and that even includes Cyrus.
Hi, gorgeous. You're so pretty. I never get to show how pretty you are.
This is Illithia again.
Yeah. True Serval through and through. Been trying to make friends with her because she was a former pet that was declawed. Don't get that, it's a bee. You don't want that. You don't want that. But she's getting matted on her neck and the top of her head. So I really want to bring her into the grooming program. Thanks for peeing all over that. That was great. I have no idea what the thought behind that change was, to be totally honest. I work here, but I don't always get told what's happening. And so, I don't know. I just saw it show up in an update, and I keep forgetting to ask if there was a specific reason. My guess is to save time, and most of the cats that were lockout cats are much older now, and they've truly calmed down a lot. And I fed Cyrus on Tuesday morning, and that was the first time I've fed him without his lockout down, and he was fine. So, but I also know him enough to know how to get food into him safely, because he is a maniac. But yeah, because it was only Cyrus, Zucari, Sheena. At one point it used to be Nala, but they had taken her off that list a long time ago too. Dez was on that list, but he's, they slow down with their older age. So my guess it was to save time in the morning. Whoop, trying to get this gate closed and it ran away. Hey, B. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you guys know Max and Mary Ann usually live here, but they're currently on vacation. So I want to see if there's a Dez and maybe a Nala. So I deep cleaned Summer's room yesterday and all of her toys, and I did it at home too, because unfortunately she did finally give us a fecal sample, and we sent it out for an updated test because she's had so many issues, and sadly she still has traces of hookworms, and so poor little baby just can't catch a break. No wonder she gets finicky on eating, and then all of a sudden she eats everything, and then she doesn't poop for 4 days, and then when she does, it's a big one. Hi! I won't get any closer. Hi, Des. Whoa. So handsome. Yes, you are. So, I've started treating her with Panicure yesterday. It'll be 5 days. I'll be taking her home this afternoon through the weekend. We'll be back on Sunday for a little bit. Right? I've also put her back on 1 formula feeding a day. We had taken her down to no formula and just doing 3 to 4 plates of food each day. And unfortunately, because she just isn't consistently eating all the time, I brought back the formula because she was acting real sluggish a couple of days ago. And then as soon as I did, because we mix the formula with Pedialyte and Fortiflora, which is like a probiotic, and then she went potty the next day. So I've just been giving her a little bit each day. Right, sir? It's not so bad to have a friend. It's not so bad to have a friend, Des. So Des is our 3-legged serval. Yeah, he's lived here for well over a decade now. He was found on the side of the road in Arizona, no one claiming him, even though the media covered it and tried to figure out where he came from. Most likely was either being used to breed for the illegal pet trade or the hybrid pets, which unfortunately is a lot of money when you're in that industry, which is despicable in my opinion, because so many cats suffer and die and become homeless. And then, so he either escaped and no one wanted to claim him,
got too expensive because clearly they had to amputate his leg and they let him go. He could have been destroying the house, most likely. He's like the biggest serval I've ever seen. Right? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, you always have so much to say. You're kind of like the old man running bear of the serval world. I know. Karen, no, does not go on Funcation because of all the big giant platforms. I don't know, did I do a home tour for Des? Somebody will have to remind me. I got bogged down and just haven't gotten back into those. I think I did though. But if you watch Dez's home tour, you'll see he doesn't have any big platforms. He's got some dens that he could get up on if he wanted. But pretty much any of the cats that have a physical ailment on, you know, why they shouldn't go out and have that much space and things to climb and things to jump off of, they unfortunately don't go. But I'm sorry, your opinion is definitely noted. He's like, I wouldn't jump off that. I wouldn't jump off nothing, right? I'm such a good boy. Yeah, you are. I just loved us. Yes, you're one of my favorite meds cats. You are. You are one of my favorite talkative meds cats. All right, I'll move along. I'm going to go see your neighbor, who is probably also going to give me her opinion. So anyway, I did have a kind of an emotional breakdown yesterday when I heard the results for Summer's fecal test. But then, you know, Jamie reassured me that, like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, and, you know, it's just part of the thing at this point. It's basically, there's no active live parasites, but she has like the DNA markers for it. Hi, Hutch Hutch. And so that's most likely why she's still continuing to have issues with eating and going potty. Hi, handsome. I already showed you this week, but I can't ignore you. You're right here. I gotta go see your neighbor, though. You can follow. Gotta give everybody their attention. I know, Nala. I'm sorry. My husband's here today. That means you'll get snacks. Yeah, that means you're gonna get snacks. So this is Nala. If you guys joined in late, we did see Aria and Amanda for a hot second and a little glimpse of Max. I looked for Nikita, but I think she's in a den. So we came over and saw Illithia and Diablo and Des, Nala, and our little glimpse of Mr. Hutch, who's right behind me. I think we saw him yesterday, so you can always rewatch these at dailybigcat.com. There's a Q&A with Brittany playlist. There's a home tour playlist. I was gonna ask, has Carol still been doing her like daily briefings, or are they weekly now? Or I just haven't had time to look through our own feed most days. But there are a lot of different playlists with thousands of different live videos that have taken place over the last several years. So tons of content for you guys to watch. I love how she's just like, you can look at the back of my head. You don't want to show everybody how pretty you are? There we go. Look at those giant ears. I know you hear me. I know you hear me. So all of these servals that you've been seeing were all used either for breeding, like servals or hybrids as pets, or were kept as pets. Nala was no different. She was a man's pet that when he passed away, his family was like, there's no way, like, she's a wild cat. Illithia, same deal. It was fine when they were younger and they were kittens, but they soon get big and destructive, and you know, sometimes your neighbors are very uncomfortable that you have a wild animal, and it's just not a good idea. They always end up needing homes.
And luckily for all of our servals here, they've landed at a GFAS accredited sanctuary. We don't buy, sell, trade, breed, or touch any of the cats. They all have very spacious and very natural enclosures. This is Nala's like favorite go-to spot. Don't see her ever on the coolaroo, but I've seen her, she's always next to it and like half under it. So I just love her and her attitude. She's so silly. So silly. Oh yes, thanks for the reminder. Yeah, so Clubhouse is a free app, and every Saturday at 6, Deb, Karen, and Carol get together, and sometimes they've got guests, speakers, and so you guys can join that. But if you can't, they have figured out a way now to gather the audio from that and add it to our dailybigcat.com YouTube as well, so that we can reshare it in case you miss it. I know Saturday nights aren't always super convenient, so or you just get wrapped up in the day, and then by the time it's like 8 p.m. you're like, oh crap, I missed it. It was very cool though. It was a fun thing to be a part of. Hi. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here. It's very soppy. Guess the way I came in. Hi, mister. Call. There we go. You're laying in your, well, it's not even your feeding lockout, but it is a lockout. Is it fun in here? You've got all this space, but that's where you wanted to lay. I know. I wanted to go out the other way so that maybe I could show you. I'll just drive around. I was going to try to show you Sheena or Kricket or some of the other servals we don't get to spend a lot of time with. So how about I get back on my cart? I got to go out the way I came in. And then we'll drive around the corner. So, I actually just got an update. I guess maybe Dr. Justin might be coming out to look at Amanda. So, we'll keep you guys updated on that. I mean, she is 25 years old. They start to slow down and show signs, and we've always got to do what's right for the cat. So, just a heads up to everybody. It sounds like he might be coming out to take a look at her. Or possibly Dr. Wynn, I'm not sure. Somebody will be coming to look at her. I like to make sure you guys are always in the loop so there's never any surprises. So yes, definitely send positive vibes for possibly the oldest cat in captivity at this point. I believe she is 25 years old. Times that by 6, that's what she'd be in human years. She outlived her brothers by years. And actually at the end of this month, I believe would be her 10-year rescue anniversary. So she got to call Big Cat Rescue home for almost a decade after being passed around and used in the cub petting industry. And I actually just got video of her out on vacation last week. Ooh, I hope I didn't get stuck there. Okay. Still just fierce as all get out. She definitely gave me a talking to. I'll have to, I think I actually did already share those in the Instagram stories, but let's out of the way here. Let's see if there's a Sheena. We're kind of turning this into a Serval. Ooh, and it's starting to sprinkle. It's a Serval show today. She's usually back here. Hi, babe. Oh, it's okay, baby. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. People just never get to see you, and you're so cute. You're just so cute. Yes, you are. Full of opinions. Yeah, so Amanda Tiger has been out in vacation rotation, but she's been just over the last couple of days just 100% refusing to come over for food or meds. She's really kind of been in her own world. So they were able to get her in the roof section yesterday for observation. So I'm assuming... You're right, Ellen. She is actually closer to 26. I think the oldest cat that we've ever had was just shy of 30 years old, and it was a cougar named Scratch. I love Sheena. She's like, oh, I will definitely lay down on the other side of these palmettos. This is why I can never show you. Just so you know, a Sheena Serval does live here, and she is spunky and hilarious and actually really super cute, and she likes enrichment. If you are looking for a new sponsor cat. Oh, Shishi. It's definitely starting to sprinkle, though. Let's pop over and see Kricket. She's staring at me, too. Hi, Cricks. Who's another gorgeous Serval girl? It is Miss Kricket. Meow. Meow. You're so sweet. Kricket and Des are two of my absolute favorite meds cats. Kricket was raised on a vegan diet, which is just absurd considering cats are carnivores. They eat 100% meat and they eat the whole animal. And so unfortunately she spent a lot of years not getting the nutrition she needed. So you can see she's a little like angular, like her shoulders and her hips, and she's got a curly tail. So if you take nothing else away from today's live, just know that servals and hybrids are not good pets. They should not be pets. They should have been born wild and free. And so she's on meds just to keep her comfortable. Meow. Meow. Because she's got a very curvy, angular spine and legs, and she's also had some broken limbs. Her x-rays were astounding. If that's something you want to do today, just Google Big Cat Rescue Kricket Serval Hospital, and you're bound to find some of the lives. And I don't know if Afton ever made a video for that or not, but you're bound to find her and her medical exam when we did x-rays, and we're completely blown away at how just really bad it is. She certainly is a trooper, though. Yeah, Kricket also could be sponsored at bigcatrescue.biz. These older servals that were pets, they all have those types of health issues because they were all fed improper diets. You can't buy something at a pet store for these cats and think it's going to be good for them long term. Right, sweetheart? Meow. Yeah, you're right. Meow. I hear you, bub. That is Hutch. Alright guys, well thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate if there's been any donations, and I really appreciate any of you guys that are gonna go over to bigcatrescue.biz and sponsor one of these beautiful cats.
Thank you for sharing and tagging each other and hanging out with me. You can rewatch this at dailybigcat.com. And you can watch Summer for a little while today, and then she will be gone until Sunday. So just so everyone's aware of that. So I will see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.